Welcome everyone to CDO's magazine series of one-on-one interviews with CDOs, data leaders, and key influencers. I'm your host, Robert Lutton, Vice President of Sandhill Consultants, and I'm coming to you today from Toronto, Canada, working with the CDO magazine. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Jignesh Patel, who is the Director of Product Strategy and Customer MDM at Stibo Systems. Jignesh is joining us from the UK. Welcome, Jignesh.
Great to be here, Robert.
Jignesh, we know that data governance is a significant element of master data management. What we would like to do from your point of view as a product manager is get your take on how automation and AI contribute to a better data governance for organizations. What's your thoughts?
So when we think about AI and machine learning here at Stibo Systems, there are two parts that we really focus on. So the first we've kind of discussed when we talk about MDM being critical to AI and machine learning success. The second aspect is really around how we are leveraging AI and machine learning to empower MDM success. So the opportunities to leverage technologies such as AI and machine learning to automate, enhance, and improve critical MDM capabilities is very clear and something which actually sits at the heart of our product management and innovation strategy. So very specifically here, we look at examples such as being able to enhance the matching experience, delivering superior matching outcomes. So that's through our intelligent data matching concept. That's something, again, very synonymous with how we can empower the creation of that trustworthy single version of the truth. Another area we really look at is around data stewardship process automation. So here we think about being able to free up data stewards from mundane, repetitive tasks, which we can learn from with a human-in-the-loop context in mind. We see many use cases centered on generative AI concepts and to really expedite and improve content generation. So think about AI products, data enrichment and creation. And then there's a classification piece that we very much have focused on, which is where we can leverage AI to automate the classification of master data, respective of data domain, into respective classifications. So it's really about thinking about how we can leverage these technologies to automate, improve, enhance critical MDM capabilities. And we really focus on a human-in-the-loop mindset when it comes to these standards as things progress.
It sounds like Stibo Systems have got their finger on the pulse when it comes to generative AI and leveraging AI for the betterment of master data management. I'm certainly pleased to hear that. I wonder if I can just shift towards something that a lot of clients may be interested in, which is multi-domain MDM. And if you can kind of educate us about how Stibo Systems allows its clients to leverage MDM across multiple different data domains, such as customer, product, supplier, et cetera, for better insights. And second of all, they'll probably talk about if there's any security risks that may come into play when you start combining these multi-domain environments. But first, what's your thoughts on multi-domain MDM?
Absolutely. It's something that's, as you say, a clear shift that we've seen. Actually, we've been on the journey for many years now, being a what I would call a pure play multi-domain MDM vendor. And I'll kind of explain what that means in a second. But when we think about why customers really require a multi-domain vision from their MDM vendor of choice, it's really to support their roadmap and journey, if you will, when it comes to MDM. In that, they will typically start with a particular domain, whether that's product or customer, and then they really have a view of expanding to additional data domains and use cases. And this roadmap they have in front of them, they really want to make sure that a vendor can fully support that. In that, having to buy and hobble together different technologies, whether that's from different vendors or indeed a single vendor, really goes against the grain when we think about what they're looking for. So they're looking for an MDM vendor which built on a single platform that can support their vision of MDM and evolve as they're evolving. And that leads to things like lower total cost of ownership, not having to buy and learn and maintain multiple technologies, or indeed having to stitch together different technologies that may have been grown through acquisition. It also leads to what we kind of see, which is a unified approach to data governance. And this is optional. It may not all be relevant, but if you've got a single technology platform built from the ground up to support multi-domain use cases, you can approach a unified governance model to that. And then we get to the value, and you touched on this a moment ago, Robert, around, okay, so now we are able to successfully manage these domains. Then it becomes the intersections and the interplay between these domains, which you can only really realize with a single platform. In that, if I want to understand, for example, which products I'm receiving from my suppliers or which locations do I sell certain products to, you need to really be able to bring that together and not have to stitch that together outside of MDM. So your second question there around data security, I think it's an interesting one. I wouldn't say that there's been a specific concern around multi-domain MDM leading to data security. When I spoke about value drivers centered on protecting the business, absolutely ensuring that consumer privacy, trust, and security sits at the forefront now more than ever before. And I think it's just an expectation from organizations that a vendor will be able to deal with the different requirements when it comes to these security requirements, whether that's being able to restrict access to data, being able to ensure the right level of access, and so on and so forth, as opposed to being a detriment to the multi-domain vision.
And certainly this single platform that Stibo System offers is just a huge benefit to the customer in terms of multi-domain MDM. I want to just change slightly here and maybe move to ERP integration and, understanding, from your point of view, how important is a robust MDM solution for ensuring successful ERP transformations and or upgrades? Your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, example, if I may call it out here, which is compelling event that's been happening now for 5+ years, which is this SAP S/4HANA migration. And absolutely, what we're seeing with this compelling event is two parts to it. The first part is kind of reinforcing and kind of back to this renaissance of the value of MDM as organizations embark on this oftentimes multi-year high ticket migration activity and strategy. It really gives them the opportunity to revisit and rethink their master data management and general data management practice in conjunction with this big shift that they'll be going on. So almost like a retelling of an age-old story when it comes to MDM, this compelling event brings to the fore the need for organizations to think about MDM, a realization that there's many data silos, many ERPs across lines of business, across business functions, opcos, banners, so on and so forth, often a result of growth strategies driven by mergers and acquisition. That's the age-old problem. But what I'm saying here is what we're seeing is organizations are using this as an opportunity to evaluate their MDM strategy and vision moving forward. So reinforcing that. And the second part would be more specific to the migration itself. Because again, thinking within the context of data migration and strategy is the need to consolidate, but also to decouple the management of data, master data, from transactional use of the data. Again, a compelling event that allows them to rethink how master data is managed compared to how data specifically designed to be curated in an ERP system. We know that an ERP is not the place for master data to be curated and fit for purpose for reuse across the enterprise. That's why master data management is played. So migration is really a catalyst to drive rethinking operational efficiency and centralized governance strategies, as well as really just thinking about how MDM can be in place to support the migration journey itself.
So ERP transformations, migrations, or upgrades, if any of our listeners are going through that, please make sure you reach out to Stibo Systems for more information about how that can actually help you. So as we come to the end of our question and answer period, I got just a last question for you. As organizations are increasingly focused on sustainability, which is the key amongst many organizations, how can MDM be leveraged to drive transparency and support sustainability initiatives?
Absolutely. And again, wouldn't call it a compelling event, but it's this shift where now sustainability, ESG strategies, so on and so forth is really becoming top of mind for organizations, not only in terms of the state of the world and how we can make sure that the world is fit for purpose for future generations and taking action. But also when we think about going back to almost like a risk mitigation factor, legal reputation when financial risks, which can be associated with not adhering to your sustainability standards as an organization. Now, there are a staggering number of sustainability regulations and assessments, and we're seeing more and more of those coming day by day. And an organization's ability to rise to the challenge in meeting these regulations, again, no longer an option when it comes to reputational, financial, and legal risks. In addition, buying decisions are no longer driven by, as we mentioned, product price, so on and so forth. Now we've got the idea that I, as a consumer, I want the brand that I do business with to align with my standards. In this case, sustainability becomes a key compelling option. So what I'm talking about here is the need to adhere to not only legal and financial regulations, which are exploding as we speak in different parts of the world, but also understanding that brand reputation can severely be impacted. So that leads on to, well, what do organizations do about this? And really what we're seeing is that a single view of sustainability data often goes hand in hand with some of that key master data that will be in the purview of an MDM program. So sustainability data as it pertains to products, or sustainability information as it pertains to your suppliers or locations, packaging, materials, so on and so forth. In addition, when it comes to an organization's ability to understand that the business partners that they're doing business with also need to hold up to their sustainability and ESG standards. So as you do business, you want to kind of leverage sustainability as part of your compliance and verification process. So there's key aspect of being able to onboard and collect the right data to drive the regulations that you must adhere to, the different assessments and certifications you're required to adhere to. So instead of managing sustainability initiatives almost as a silo, we've got another silo that could appear here. From your business processes, there's an opportunity to align with this core set of master data where sustainability just goes hand in hand, which is where organizations are looking to differentiate and expedite, if you will.
Jignesh, you certainly have given a lot of useful and informative information to our listeners. I certainly would, request on behalf of Stibo Systems for our listeners, if you're in some kind of MDM purchase cycle, or if you're looking at it, or if you're looking at ERP transformations, upgrades, or migrations, please do give the folks at Stibo Systems a look, have a look at their website, have a look at their social media platforms, and reach out to the folks there, because you have talked very eloquently about what your product platform does and how it can surround this 360-degree view of master data management. And on behalf of the CDM Magazine, we really appreciate the time you have provided to us. And we certainly hope that we can have you back again and talk about your knowledge and experience in the various aspects of multi-domain master data management. Jignesh, thank you very much indeed.
Absolutely. Absolute pleasure, Rob. Thank you.
And for our listeners, please visit cdmagazine.tech for additional interviews. Thank you.